All righty, you gotta let the delay come in. You gotta let the delay come in. What is up, guys? Chase Oliver here on a wonderful Thursday, bringing you not a Wrestle Kingdom 13 predictions. Psh, you guys are still watching New Japan? Y'all still talking about that low class federation of New Japan Pro Wrestling? No, guys, it's all about being all elite. AEW, all elite wrestling. That's all that matters now. AEW till I die. Finally, we're going to get someone to compete with the WWE. AEW, 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 AEW. I don't care. I heard about All Elite. I was like, cool. It's real. Next. What? Am I supposed to be impressed about All Elite Wrestling? Am I supposed to be like sucking the dick a bit? The boys get more work. They get more opportunities to make money somewhere else. Great. But when it comes down to it, when it comes to All Elite Wrestling, this is going to be the one stream where I say all my thoughts on All Elite Wrestling when it comes down to what I think about it. Degenerate Shargon, wonderful question. I will probably live stream Wrestle Kingdom 13, just like I did Dominion. I probably will do that. Just depends on how I want to view my experience tonight. But I'll try my best if I want to live stream Wrestle Kingdom 13, because I do watch it on my laptop, and sometimes I hook up the laptop to my TV via HDMI port. So maybe I want to watch it on the TV today, but we'll see. We'll see. Plus, my chair's still broken, so sitting in this thing is not really like the best for my back and everything like that. But we'll see when it comes down to it. But All Elite Wrestling, the federation started by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, backed by billionaire and co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Khan. When I look at All Elite Wrestling, like I said before, cool. The boys get more work. Wrestlers get more opportunities to make money and do something that they love and are passionate about. Awesome. The thing is, though, the one thing that I'm kind of looking at All Elite Wrestling and I'm saying to myself is that I feel like there's way too much inmates running the asylum. I feel like you have a businessman that's looking this as just a shiny new toy. And I feel like ultimately All Elite Wrestling is just going to be something that it was cool, it was nice, but it's not what people loved about the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes. What I'm trying to say is this. People need to understand why All In was such a success for the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes was the fact that these guys gathered their money together. They gathered what they worked for to put on a show like All In. That's what made All In such an admirable show. That's what made All In such a cool concept. That's what made All In feel awesome and nostalgic. What you're doing now is saying this: look, we don't want to work for the man. We don't want to work for WWE. Whether it's because WWE wasn't offering the contracts they felt they were worth for, whether they felt that they wouldn't have creative control in WWE, whatever the case is, it was pretty much we knew what we were going to get ourselves into if we signed with WWE. We knew what would happen. Cody's been there before. He knows what happens inside WWE. He knows that infrastructure. Sure, maybe things have changed since he's left a little bit, but still, he knows the infrastructure of WWE. So they decided, if we can't join them, let's do something. Because right now, the Elite, when it comes to independent wrestling factions and just people in general, besides getting confused of the fact that they're still part of the Bullet Club, which they aren't, the Elite are separate from the Bullet Club. Bullet Club and Elite are their own little thing, but people still get confused by it. And that's another thing that we'll talk about in this video. But when it comes down to it, the Elite are one of the hottest little acts in independent wrestling. You know, they're like something that fans seem to like and care about. But the thing is, like I said before, AEW doesn't fit with what the Elite is about. The Elite is all about, you know, they're changing the world. I don't know what the hell that tagline's about. Okay, whatever. But the thing is, it's about them changing the world their own way. It's about them doing things like only they can. But the problem is when you have a billionaire backing up a corporation, this doesn't feel like this is the elite. No, this doesn't feel like the elite whatsoever. This doesn't feel like the guys that make a funny YouTube show every Monday. This doesn't feel like the guys who chipped in their own money for a sellout show at like All In. No, this feels just like you're being like every other company with a billionaire behind it. You got a guy like Tony Khan, and everyone's like, oh, he's so serious about this. Look, they're trying to get TV deals with TNT and TBS. It's like, cool. But at the same time, Tony Khan, here's the thing. Do you know what this guy's a billionaire for? It's because his dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's the co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is where sometimes with wrestling fans that don't watch other sports or don't look up what other business moguls do, this is where sometimes they just get tunnel vision and they just see billionaire. And they say, oh, compete with WWE. They have a billionaire by them sides. Sometimes take off the wrestling fan hat, do some research on Tony Khan, and see what this man is really like as a businessman. Because yes, he has billions of dollars. But the thing is, you look at the team he runs in the NFL, he does not give two shits about that team. The Jacksonville Jaguars, for anyone who is not a football fan, have been a joke for years in the NFL. People make fun of the Jaguars. Hell, if you type in Jacksonville Jaguars rebuild on YouTube, you'll see a bunch of Madden YouTubers and lower end YouTubers trying to make Jacksonville Jaguar rebuilds, making themselves owners because they know the Khans are a joke. The Khans, for years, have been trying to move Jacksonville out of Jacksonville to go to London. The Khans allowed Doug Marrone to snitch on their head coach Gus Bradley and kiss ass so that way he could be the head coach. You look at all the reports about the Jaguars right now, the infrastructure in that locker room is terrible. And it's not just the locker room. Everyone says, oh, well, they have a great defense. Chase Jacksonville. Yeah, they faced nobody the year that they fucking won. Yeah, they won games on the field when it mattered, but they didn't face anyone worth the damn. That's where sometimes people don't look at this shit. Like wrestling fans just see billions of dollars. Look, you're not the primetime players, motherfuckers. You got to look at the Khans in general. Jacksonville is a joke. And when it comes down to Tony Khan, he could probably get bored of this team and be like, it was a good investment while it lasted, but I'm done with it. He's known for giving up on things, people. He's given up on a lot of small business ventures in Jacksonville itself. But no. Don't tell these fans this. They just want tunnel vision. They just like to stay in their wrestling bubble and think, oh, Tony Khan's going to compete with Vince McMahon. Here's the thing. Tony Khan got his billions of dollars from his daddy. Vince McMahon got billions of dollars because he worked for it. He knows how to make money with wrestling. Tony Khan barely knows how to make money under the National Football League banner. So how are you going to sit here and tell me, just because they have Tony Khan backing this, that all of a sudden, they're fine? No. Tony Khan cannot even get an E-League team together at this point. E-League. He couldn't even forge that. And that's probably one of the easiest things to forge in 2019 / past into 2018. And you're trying to sit here and tell me that this motherfucker, just because he's investing in AEW, they're going to do well? He doesn't even care about the football team he's running. He doesn't care about the football team. So yeah, when people try to sit here and tell me about Tony Khan and all this money he's bringing, great, awesome. But we also seen this with other people that have money and are invested into something. Dixie Carter. People forget about Panda Energy and how much Dixie Carter make. And people always like to say, well, if you look at Dixie Carter's net worth, Chase, that net worth shit does not show how much Dixie Carter actually makes. You guys listen to Dixie Carter interviews and podcasts. That woman owns a farm and she sells that shit to grocery stores. Dixie Carter is loaded. Anthem is worth more than Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And where's Impact Wrestling at? I'm just saying. Just because there's money behind something doesn't mean it's always a good thing. And then also, too, with AEW, sometimes when it comes to business ventures, it's best to kind of work with people that maybe you're not familiar with. Sometimes it's best to work with people that you're not close with. Because sometimes when you work with the people you're close with the most, you get jaded by reality. You sit there and you get jaded. And I'm not saying, it's bad to work with your friends, because you should work with your friends if you really like working with someone. If you feel like that you know someone that is a valiant business partner in the future and someone that you can make millions with, go right ahead. But I'm just saying your whole infrastructure shouldn't be your best friends just because they're my friends. Like, trust me, I have many great friends. I have many friends that one day, if I'm successful, I would love to help find jobs for them and stuff like that. But here's the thing. If I have a successful business, I am not going to invite one best friend and another best friend and another best friend, because here's the thing. Just because I'm best friends with my best friend doesn't mean my best friend is friends with my other best friend. So which means it's hard for you to work with other people. Not to mention, when you get so many people who feel like they have the same ideas and then an argument happens, bad things happen. And when I look at AEW and I look at the infrastructure of it, I'm like, okay, well, Cody's the vice president. Brandy Rhodes is the chief branding officer. The Young Bucks are serving as head booker. Oh my. No. Look, if you want to make Cody Rhodes the vice president, that's fine. I get it. This is his brainchild. This is something that he's been working for. That's fine. Brandy Rhodes as chief branding officer, okay, whatever. Sure, give her a title, do whatever. But you're having the Young Bucks pretty much be head writers, be head bookers. Chase, they're not going to put themselves over. How dare you change the Young Bucks? No. This is where people don't understand. You're making inmates run the asylum. When have giving wrestlers head booking powers, especially current active talents, ever been a good idea? And everyone's like, oh, it's a novel concept. You're having wrestlers book their own show. Is it really a novel concept? Because we've seen this in WCW. We've seen this with early TNA. Heck, even sometimes current TNA. You're going to sit here and try to tell me that having the Young Bucks as head bookers is a good idea? That you want them to be like, look, it's fine if you want the Young Bucks as wrestlers underneath your banner. It's fine if you want the Young Bucks to be one of your main acts. That's fine. Do that. But when maybe if you want to give the Young Bucks some other position of power, that's fine. But head booking, this is where you have to go out of your comfort zone. This is where Cody Rhodes should have sat there and told Nick and Jack, look, or Nick and Matt, whatever their names are. Look, I love you guys. You guys are my some of my best friends in the business. But I truly feel if AEW needs to work, we need to look at these type of writers. And I want you to be in the room with me. I want you to be in the room with me and interviewing these writers and seeing if they know what's best for this wrestling business. That's what I would have done if I'm Cody Rhodes. Was saying, look, you're part of the decision making when it comes to hiring people, but you're making the Young Bucks head writers. How is that something where it's like, oh, that's a great idea? Like I said, fine, Cody Rhodes being vice president, that doesn't do any harm. Maybe he'll push himself, whatever. He's the vice president. It kind of makes sense because he's the guy that kind of had the brainchild. But to me, my biggest fear with AEW so far is that you're having the inmates running the asylum. And you are over here now making it where it's like they feel like they're more important than whatever else you're going to produce. And that's what you don't need. You don't need it where, oh, the Young Bucks are going to be head writers. That's bad. Because sometimes there's a reason why, sometimes the wrestlers in WWE, they only have certain creative control. Because when you have only certain creative control, Vince can tame you. Writers can tame you. People who know how to produce can tame you and help you. The Young Bucks don't have a history of producing, writing at all. So how am I supposed to sit here and believe, oh, they're going to do a good job? Oh, we'll chase their wrestlers. All right, so let's put this in perspective. Peyton Manning is one of the best quarterbacks of all time in the NFL. One of the best. Do you think Peyton Manning would be a good head coach? No. Just because he has a genius football mind, Peyton Manning's too controlling. He would want to go on the field himself to freaking quarterback these fools. That's the only problem with Peyton Manning. Just because you're really good at a sport doesn't mean you would be a good coach. When you look at some of the best coaches in the NBA and the NFL, were they ever good at their sport? No, Bill Belichick sucked. And Bill Belichick's a great coach. Nick Saban was an all right corner, and he's one of the best coaches. Hell, Hardball, decent quarterback in the NFL, and he's pretty successful as a coach. Greg Popovich barely dribbled a basketball, and he's a great NBA coach. Doc Rivers was a solid point guard, and he's a solid NBA coach. I mean, Isaiah Thomas is one of the best, not the little one that people know nowadays, the Zeke, the Detroit Pistons Isaiah Thomas. That dude was one of the best point guards ever, and he sucked at everything he did when it came to being a general manager and when it came to head coach. So don't sit here and tell me, well, Chase, they're really good wrestlers, so they know what they're doing. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Some of the best writers for WWE's history are people who never wrestled. Maybe they've taken a class or something, but they haven't been like full-time wrestlers. So you're going to sit here and tell me that just because the Young Bucks know how to wrestle, all of a sudden they're going to be good head writers, they're going to know how to produce a show? No. And this is where sometimes the infrastructure gets bad for AEW. And this is why it's like what I'm worried about is that AEW just feels like a show for Cody and the Bucks to be marks for themselves. Like literally, this is just them to stroke their fucking egos. Like that's how it is. Because they knew that once they went to WWE, their egos would be hurt. Their egos of we're untouchable, we're the greatest. And then afterwards, once they see how they get booked, they wouldn't know what to do. Cody Rhodes is, like I said, has been in that infrastructure. He knows what happens when creative has nothing for you. He knows what happens when you're sitting there toiling away. And he knows what will happen if that happens to him again. He wants to leave. The Young Bucks, we've seen how they act when they don't get their shit their way. Look at their time in Impact Wrestling, TNA. They pretty much threw a hissy fit because they weren't being booked correctly, because they feel like they've been big stars all their lives. So, of course, it doesn't surprise me when the Young Bucks, who throw temper tantrums and everything like that. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, I'm just saying the Young Bucks don't really have a good history when it comes to me working in companies where they don't have control, where they don't have freedom of speech of what they want to do. Sometimes it's best not to work with your best friends. Sometimes it's best to keep them at an arm's distance. And I feel like right now, AEW, what they're doing is not keeping their friends at an arm's distance. They're just letting everyone come in. And I feel like that's what's going to backfire and hurt them the most. That's what I feel like is going to backfire and hurt them the most. But then there's other players in AEW. People are wondering what is going on with obviously the biggest name, Kenny Omega. Probably the guy who is really the leader of the elite. The guy who pretty much, let's just be real here. When it comes to mainstream wrestlers for independent wrestlers, if it's not Tetsuya Naito, Kenny Omega is probably one of the biggest names. It's thanks to Chris Jericho that Omega's name kind of flustered on over. Kenny Omega has become a guy that people care about. Hell, when Fox producers are asking WWE to sign him, Fox producers, when they're asking WWE to sign Kenny Omega, yeah, that pretty much just shows that they actually care. So what's with Kenny Omega? Well, we all know that he does have the New Japan title defense tonight against Hiroshi Tanahashi, the IWGP Championship. Sorry, I'm used to calling the company's titles by the company's names, and sometimes I always forget that's the International Wrestling Grand Prix Championship. I think that's what it stands for, right? I'm not sure. But Kenny Omega, what's up with him? Well, he signed with AEW. Well, rumor has it that Kenny Omega has an interview with WWE. He's going to sit down with Triple H and Vince McMahon to talk about final contract details. Doesn't mean he is going to sign, but he is going to have an interview with WWE. He could lose the IWGP World title at New Year's Dash. That is a possibility if he does retain over Tanahashi tonight. I have Tanahashi winning because I think there's going to be some crazy swerve tonight for New Japan. I feel like it's going to be a really good show. Obviously, it is going to be a good show, but I feel like the ending is going to be really, really good and wake people up that's been staying up all night to watch it. But Omega, There's a reason why Kenny Omega is not really doing these funny bits in BTE and why he's not doing it. It's because Kenny Omega has leverage. Kenny Omega is sitting there and he's like, okay, look, Nick, Matt, Cody, I love you guys. I respect you guys. But look, WWE is trying to get me. They were just going to sign you as a caveat. But here's the thing, buddy. I love you guys. You're my best friends. But I don't need no caveat. What I need to know is, will they represent me right? And here's the thing. WWE, I know everyone's going to be like, no, if he goes, he'll be ruined. Here's the thing. When Fox, and I'm going to say that again, when Fox is asking WWE to sign Kenny Omega, they're not going to fuck him up. Because when producers of the major corporation is asking WWE for something, WWE tends to deliver. So Kenny Omega understands he has a lot of chips on the table. Does he go with his friends with AEW? Does he sign with WWE for a huge amount of money and pretty much make his star bigger than it is already? Or does he stay with New Japan and still be the top gaijin in that company? That's where Kenny Omega stands. Either way, he's a winner. And why he's not using these BNT elite skeets and trashing WWE is because he knows it's like, look, I have these cards in my hand. I'm not going to throw these cards away. Because look, if Kenny Omega could get a deal with WWE done, that would guarantee that he's always going to be a main eventer, like an AJ Styles type of deal, and that there's going to be big plans for him. He might go, especially if the payday's nice. And people forget sometimes what's nice about WWE is that there's other perks to it. First of all, Kenny Omega loves the Japanese culture, so it's not the whole travel issue with him and being in Japan and being far away from home. That doesn't hurt him whatsoever, like most American or Canadian or gaijin wrestlers. The thing is, though, what is pretty nice is that when you are a top guy with the company, they do pay for a lot of your expenses, travel expenses, hotel expenses. They have that all covered. That's a lot of money Kenny Omega would be saving. I'm sure New Japan has hotels that they sponsor and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure Kenny Omega has had some mileage and he has a good Southwesting and he gets some prizes and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, WWE has, those perks, those benefits where Kenny Omega won't have to pay for that much travel. Not only that, sponsorship incentives go up a little bit more too. Yeah, Kenny Omega has some sponsors with New Japan, but he could probably get more sponsors in WWE. And as well, merchandise. That merchandise percentage is a huge deal. Enzo Amore, who was making probably low six figures for the company, would probably end up with high six figures by the end of the year just because of merchandise alone. And you would think, okay, and AJ Styles, why is there a reason why he's getting pushed? Merchandise. You don't think Kenny Omega would sell merchandise like crazy? I believe so. Kenny Omega is a Japanese citizen. I believe so. That's why the issue of him traveling, that's not a big deal. I'm just saying with WWE, there's a lot of perks that kind of help out a little bit. And especially if Kenny Omega is guaranteed certain things, and especially because WWE's missing their top guy. Roman Reigns is out for how long he's out for. He's getting treatment for leukemia as reported. He's been taking the treatment well. So yeah. Well, what they could do, JC, is that they could do a forced out option with New Japan where WWE pays the rest of his contract, kind of like what WWE did with Del Rio with AAA, and have it where Kenny Omega can come in during the Rumble. Ring of Honor, I don't watch Ring of Honor. Why would I review something I don't watch? I don't watch Ring of Honor. I don't care about Ring of Honor. Omega's over 5 million. AEW, if they pay him that's good. But what else are they giving him? What else besides the 5 million? He gets 5 million, he gets taxed out of that 5 million. But what else? Is he getting gate money? Is he also getting points if they do sell pay-per-views? Is he getting network money? Is he getting merchandise royalties from AEW? Are they covering all his flights and everything? That's something that you got to look at, War Dog. Yeah, you get 5 million, awesome, but are they covering all that shit? That's what people don't think about. So when it comes down to it, I hope this succeeds. But what annoys me is when people assume that politics won't be played in AEW, like that's so only played in WWE. Sounds like someone who doesn't doesn't know about the business. Yeah, Joe James. I was talking about that earlier with the Young Bucks and stuff like that. That's why I feel like it's bad for them to be head bookers, is because they have egos and they've shown in the past if things don't go their way, they throw hissy fits and everything like that. Because let's be real here, when it comes to Cody and the Young Bucks, they're egomaniacs, and that's something we'll talk about for moving further down the line and stuff like that. Okay. I saw the Ladder War. If that means anything, the Ladder War was a cool match. But if the rest of the card's good, maybe I'll check it out. I'm not talking about NXT right now, Chris Bandicoot. Is the title NXT? We're not even in the Q&A portion. If you have AEW questions, yeah, I'll answer those. So yeah, when it comes down to Kenny Omega, there's a reason why he's not doing anything with BTE right now or doing anything with the Elite. And also, too, it was kind of disrespectful that they announced AEW right in front of the Tokyo Dome. Like, did you really need to do that? Like, were you pissed at New Japan officials? Did Gato piss you off, Young Bucks? Because I felt that was disrespectful towards New Japan. I thought you guys were being assholes. But yeah, when it comes down to it, you also have Marty Scurll. He signed with ROH. I don't know if they could probably do a joint venture. AEW reportedly said they were not going to buy Impact Wrestling. So if that's a thing, Impact Wrestling, I guess, was trying to sell themselves to AEW. I don't know. Doesn't Impact Wrestling have a pay-per-view coming up? Isn't Homecoming coming back and stuff like that? Yeah, Omega is not going to. Omega, here's the thing. Here's the reason why the Elite's a big deal. That's just the fact. Kenny Omega, I'm not the biggest Omega fan, but when it comes down to it, Kenny Omega is the only reason why the Elite's really successful. Let's be real here. And that's the one thing that people don't understand. The Elite and Bullet Club, they're hard for people to kind of separate. They're hard for people to separate because people still think the Elite are Bullet Club, and they're not Bullet Club. And that's one thing. Like a lot of like casual wrestling fans and not so hardcore wrestling fans, they still think it is, man. Sorry, I was texting my friend real quick. Yeah, because that's another thing. Brand identity issue, that's a bad thing. Because when people still are calling you the Bullet Club, and because when AEW was announced, so many people did not say, "Oh, look at the Elite," LOL. They were like, "Oh my God, Bullet Club. Oh, look at these Bullet Club faggots starting their own faction. Oh, federation. Oh," it was like, they're not even part of Bullet Club anymore. Like, that's another bad thing. People don't know that you guys are separated from the Bullet Club. You announce it on Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Raging Cruise, whatever the fuck it was. People don't know that you're separated. People don't know that, oh, you're no longer part of the Bullet Club. Bullet Club is dead. All right. They have Bookblade as the leader. I don't know. So I'll be right back, guys. I got to take care of some business. This is importante business. I'll be right back. Leave some questions. I'll answer some. But still more AEW talk to come. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. Wow, I gained viewers as I was gone doing my thing. No, not Pittsburgh. I had to call someone. I missed a call from my doctor. I was like, oh shit. I had my phone on silent and stuff like that, but I missed a call from my doctor, so I had to call to him. It was about blood work. Yeah, the Bullet Club is dead. All right. Fuckhead is the leader, and we don't care about him. Anyways, I want AEW to succeed, but I'm afraid that the Bullet Club fanboys are going to overrate anything it does and not criticize it when AEW does something wrong. Oh, AEW is going to just be ROH. That's all it is, man. The F word. I've been holding back on the F words lately. I barely say them and stuff like that. Once Omega deal is up in New Japan, I can only see him going back to New Japan or going to WWE. I don't think he's going to AEW. Yeah, I like honestly, the elite is something that he made. Like I like that's the thing. He is the elite, and then when he leaves, it's kind of like it's like you're not really y'all the elite. The elite was supposed to be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and they were the elite of the Bullet Club and everything like that. But now it's just like once he leaves, it's like, yeah, will you even watch AEW? Yeah, I'll check it out, but I don't know if I'm going to be a big fan. Oh, there's some people who still love the Bullet Club. They're going to the Bullet Club rock party, the Bullet Club Rager in New York, the block party or whatever the fuck it's called again. Yeah, they're going to go to that, man. I just laugh my ass off when I see people talk about people like AJ and Oscar. Oh, yeah, I know. But where is this AJ? Oh, they're friends with AJ Styles. Oh, okay, cool. Kevin Owens is friends with them too. You don't see him being like, hey, WWE, take me out of my contract so I can go fuck around in AEW. I don't see Kevin Owens trying to go to AEW or AJ Styles. Like, why would AJ, a Republican, leave WWE? Watch me be a big fan of AEW. If they do entertaining stuff, then yeah, I'll be a big fan. I like New Japan. New Japan's my favorite company right now because they do stuff I like more than other wrestling companies. MLW is probably a close second. And then WWE and Impact are both the same shit to me. But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, if AEW does stuff that's entertaining, then sure, I'll be a big fan. WWE's for sale. Good for them. The real Bullet Club was with Prince Devitt, Tama Tonga, and Fale. Yeah, that's the real BC. And Carl Anderson, too. Yeah, they had egos in TNA. They were upset. They were upset with the way they were being booked. They got into an altercation with Booker T that they like to retell the story that they weren't mad at Booker, but they were. They got mad about the X Division and how they were used. Yeah, they had egos, man. Yeah, MLW's like for every bad episode, there's at least 2 good episodes. Not everything is good, man. Gino Morgan, you should know that's why he's getting pushed. His Republican ass, him and Vince, man. I always like to say that No Mercy pay-per-view, where it was a triple threat. They opened up the show and stuff with Cena, Ambrose, and AJ triple threat. Oh, that was because Cena, AJ, and Vince wanted to watch the Republican debate. That was the only reason why that opened up the show. They didn't want to watch a presidential debate together and freaking jack off for the rest of the night. MLW solid. It's a solid promotion. It's good. They have good stories. Tama Tonga looks like a shorter Roman. Well, they are semi-related, so yeah. AEW, Alucard, you haven't heard of All Elite Wrestling? Cody Rhodes's federation with Tony Khan? My biggest fear is that Cody and the Young Bucks will be in AEW, while Hulk Hogan and Jeff Jarrett was the TNA and WCW. Oh, yeah. That's when people are like, oh, yeah, it's such a great job that wrestlers are running the promotions. Have you not seen WCW? Have you not seen TNA? How good were the early years of TNA when it was, I'm back, baby? JEFFJARRET. Oh, man. The only thing that would make it better is if Vince Russo is it. Are Smarks turning on AJ Styles for being called Vince's golden boy? Smarks are turning on AJ Styles because he's not doing stupid moves anymore. They say he wrestles boring. He wrestles safe. It's called AJ's old. Like, what do you expect? He would do the same thing in the indies. Hell, in Japan, man, like, here's the thing. Sometimes a lot of AJ's work in Japan I find was overrated. Like, in my personal opinion. Not every match, but sometimes when everyone's like, oh, AJ never had a bad match in Japan. I don't know what the fuck you're watching, but I've seen a couple of bad AJ Styles New Japan matches. But yeah, man, when it comes down to it, AJ, like, fans are always going to find something with WWE, and they will always find a way to bash it because it's the in thing to do. It's the easy thing to do. It's what all the hip and cool kids do. Some people just hate WWE to the point where they don't want to give them props for anything, and that's their prerogative. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, exactly, Joe James. Like you said, you can't be giving us ROH on it with AEW. See, the thing when TNA, when they first started coming on the scene, people need to realize Ring of Honor didn't have a national TV deal. Like Ring of Honor, you had to buy that shit just to watch it. PWG, you had to buy that shit just to watch it. All these other indie promotions that you heard about in the mid 2000s, you had to buy that to watch it. While WWE was rehashing old people and like DX was coming back, and it was just like WWE's style was just kind of getting bland. And like WWE style back then when TNA first came on TV, national TV, WWE style was just so outdated. It wasn't with the times that it needed to evolve. It was getting boring. It was getting dull. It was like, we've seen this already. We know how every match is going to go. This guy will win. But then you get to TNA, and then you saw the X division, and it was like, oh, wow, these are like the cruiserweights on crack. And it felt like everything was different. Like the tag team wrestlers wrestled like tag teams. The X division guys wrestled different than heavyweight guys. When you would see a heavyweight guy versus an X division guy, it would feel different. It would feel different. It actually felt different. That's what people don't understand about early TNA. Like, people have this misconception about early TNA. No, early TNA, they wrestled their different styles and everything like that. That was great. That's what made them stand out. That's what made them feel different about Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor, there was no difference between if you were in the pure championship division to the world title division. It was like pretty much the same. Television division, okay, you're just not good enough for the heavyweight division. That's what made TNA such a good alternative and a fresh perspective. Nowadays, everyone tries to talk about TNA. It's like, okay, well, the X division guys wrestle like the heavyweight guys. What's the difference? I don't really care. That's when sometimes when some people get mad at me for being harsh on TNA and countering some flaws for TNA and Impact Wrestling, I say, well, back in the day, X Division guys wouldn't wrestle like heavyweights. They would wrestle like X Division guys and vice versa. The heavyweight matches were your slow, plodding, oh, we will tell a story type of matches, while the X Division was like, we're just going to snort some cocaine and go out there and do a bunch of shit. So, yeah. AEW will be good for wrestling if it lasts for 2 years. It has to last more than 2 years for me to say it'll be good for wrestling. Just because it's announced, just because it's a thing, doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. So when it comes down to it, I just need to see if AEW will last 2 years. Yeah, AJ did change his style when he was doing his emo gimmick in TNA. Chase, they only watch New Japan Wrestling during Wrestle Kingdom season and not watch the rest of it. That's why they said AJ never had a bad match, where they were watching the random 6 to 8, 10. Yeah, man. They weren't watching those Bullet Club versus Chaos matches that I had to force to watch when AJ went the team with Fale and shit. Like, you know, they were like, oh, I want to watch it during Dominion and Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I know. I don't understand that, Gino. Like, people don't understand. Like, oh, yeah, wrestler style can't change. If TNA was on the level of they were 06 and 07, man, there would be a war right now. Yeah, because TNA would actually feel different. AJ Styles' TNA run was kind of blah after 2008. That's a good argument. Yeah, because like he kind of only got pushed because they felt bad. Like an 09, 10-ish thing. They're like, oh, we feel bad. We mistreated you, AJ. Let's push you now. Oh, yeah, AJ Styles and Yoshitatsu where he broke his neck. Yeah. Sup, Tyshawn? Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say about Ring of Honor. There was no difference between the pure championship and the heavyweight championship because they wrestled the freaking same. Like, it's not like, oh, yeah, the X division guys, they wrestle different than the heavyweight guys. Like, you wrestle in the pure division, you wrestle the same as the heavyweight division. AEW can't compete with WWE for them to seek. They have to be an alternative. Yeah, and the question is, how do you be that alternative? What are you going to do differently that other promotions aren't doing? That's the thing. Oh yeah, dude, he was hitting on Christian's. He was hitting on Kurt Angle's daughter and stuff like that. That was weird. AJ Styles at the comedian when he thanked the Nintendo DS too. He said, "Oh, I like to thank the Nintendo DS and Pokemon Diamond version." I was like, "What the fuck?" It was weird. Yeah, no, AJ's like surprisingly, he's a good comedy guy. He has a good comedy. I feel like one day WWE sell their rights off to WCW to AEW someday because WWE's on its knees, so they need money. What? Dude, War Dog, do you just say WWE? I feel like you just say WWE because I don't see Vince selling to Tony Khan's dumbass. If anything, Tony Khan will sell to him because that's what Tony Khan has done to all his small businesses he's ever owned in Jacksonville. Sold them off. So I don't know where you coming on, man. Would you like to see Johnny wrestling on SmackDown? Johnny, I hope you're talking about Gargano. Sure. Why not? I don't know what he would do on SmackDown, but sure. They have a story for him. I'll take it. Yeah, WWE will sell to Mickey Mouse. Oh, I'm going to buy the WWE. Hurry on the UFC. I'm going to go and buy WWE too. Oh, it's going to be awesome. They're going to fucking sell wrestling and shit. Would you like to see wrestling goes rounds in circles? Okay. AEW have a legendary division. Goldberg, Jericho, Billy Gunn. I'll be fine with that. If you keep the legendary dudes away from everybody, you know what? AEW wants to be an alternative. Book Goldberg and Jericho in an MMA fight. No, I'm being dead serious. I would love that. You get Goldberg and Jericho in an actual MMA fight. That'd be fucking sick. I'll be down for that, man. We get that. We get to finally see who's better and stuff like that. You can have a steroid division too and stuff like that. Yeah, that'll be good. That'd be sick. That I'll be down with that. This old man's division, and they don't wrestle newer guys at all and stuff like that. And then if you hold the legend title for 6 months, you can cash it in for a world title shot. There we go. That's fine. That way the legends, that way you don't complain that the legends, all they do is are winning the world titles. Well, they have to hold the legend belt for 6 months before they can actually use it. Oh yeah, this is gonna roll everything. I'm gonna buy New Japan next. Fuck them. Huh. I'm gonna buy some anime too. Hey, is Naruto still a thing? I'll buy that shit. Make it better for me. Oh, I heard My Hero Academia. I heard that's a good anime. I don't know what the fuck it means, but let's buy it. Huh? Fans tend to forget that just because that Cody and the Young Bucks did in New Japan work wrestling doesn't work means that it'll work in US fans, especially towards mainstream fans. Yeah, New Japan doesn't translate well with a lot of mainstream fans. I don't know why. They wrestle like Americans sometimes, but I don't understand. Would you rather see a triple threat match or just Becky and Ronda? Becky and Ronda. I don't want to see a triple threat. Like, Charlotte can go do something now. Like you can't get Maria Menounos or Cyborg or some idiot to wrestle Charlotte at WrestleMania. Like, does she really need to be involved with Becky versus Ronda? No. T Ortiz versus Goldberg. Let's go. That sounds like a 10 out of 10. I see your point on the exhibition bowl, but now cruiserweights are more diverse from brawlers, less short muscle guys who can fight heavyweights to 100-pound high flyers. But here's the thing, Alucard. If you're in the X division, you'd wrestle like X division. If you are a heavyweight, it doesn't matter your size. You wrestle like a heavyweight. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't care if, like for example, Sean Waltman, when he was in Impact, he was considered a heavyweight, and he would wrestle like a heavyweight. He wasn't wrestling like an X division guy. Those dudes will change the business. Yeah, exactly. Goldberg will change the business. Maybe I got one more badass spear in me. Or are we talking about Disney? Oh, I'm buying everything, motherfuckers. Oh. Who's the next NXT guy you see working and the ones that will fail? Lars Sullivan will work just because he's big. I think EC3 has mid-card potential. I don't know who's the girl that they're trying to bring up. I don't know her. So I feel like she's going to fail. I don't know who the fuck she is. The heavy machinery dude, they're already gone. They're a tag team. They're fucked. So yeah. Tommaso Ciampa will do well. Gargano will do well. Velveteen will do well. Aleister Black, that I like him, but he's a question mark. I say he would spell just because the Vince won't know what to do with the idiot. He'll be like, "Oh, what is he? He's too small to be Undertaker. Screw him." War Machine, I feel like they'll do well when they make it on the main roster, just because they can wrestle like the cruiserweights. Let's see who else is kind of interesting. No. I'm trying to think real quick. Who else would be an interesting guy from NXT? Name some people. I'll tell you if they do well or not. Are you ready for the next takeover? The next takeover, Phoenix. I don't know. Not a fan of the NXT title match. Sorry, it's Ciampa versus Black. It's gonna be a kicky fest. I think the women's match should be solid. I don't know. I feel like this is like a missed opportunity. They should have done a takeover Rumble or something like that. That would have been cool. Do you have any wrestling impressions? Well, let me tell you something, brother Gino Morgan. Of course, I got wrestling impressions, dude. I could do a lot of wrestling impressions if I actually tried, brother. But I don't feel like doing them right now, brother. I can do Hogan. I can do Triple H. You know what's best for business? It's me going out there and taking everyone out. I can do Seth Rollins. You know, I'm just trying to do Dean Ambrose, talks like this. Always Cody, he talks like this. You know, I can do some wrestling impressions. It's more like in the moment. Oh, Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens impression when I do this. I just talk like he does the flex accent and stuff. Like I can do some impressions. You just gotta, I just gotta get like a promo. Oh, who was it? Everyone. Oh, Samoa Joe. That was everyone's favorite impression of mine for a little bit. You see, Gino Morgan, you sit here and ask if I can do wrestling impressions, but I'm over here doing them. I'm sitting here screaming my lungs out, doing my Samoa Joe, because that's what Samoa Joe does every promo. He talks real low, and then he screams for no reason. So yeah, I can do that, man. Oh yeah, Ricochet, he's a guy that will do well, just because he can flip. Cody Rhodes, first AEW World Champion. I'm back, baby. It's my world. Got your place down the bill in the face. In the event to me. TNA is but the name. What you going for the book in my world? Oh, you damn right I will. Wrestling Fan 316. Oh, I'm gonna buy everything, even Bellator. No, even wants Bellator. I think Riddle will do well. Yeah, the Kino Bros will do well just because he's an MMA dude. Oh yeah, no, I think E3 is mid-card potential. Like he should be a main eventer, but I think WWE he'll be like a multiple-time U.S. champion. Are the women's tag belts Raw and SmackDown or Access both? And who should be the first women to win? I don't know the first part of that question. I'm pretty sure Michael Cole will explain it to us when the belts are announced. And the first team that should win, well, it should be the Riot Squad, because they're actually the only team. Like, screw Bailey and Sasha. Why does anyone want to see them as tag champs? Sorry, Iconics. I don't want to see you as tag champs. But knowing WWE, they'll give it to Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. So Alexa Bliss and Mickie James will probably win. But I feel like the first who should win is a Riot Squad. They've been a team the longest. They should win. That should be their division to start out. They should be the pack of wolves no one can stop and stuff like that. And then you finally get a team to actually stop them. But no, knowing WWE, they'll give it to Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Like Riot Squad will get eliminated in the first round too, to like Ember Moon and someone. Pete Dunne will do okay. Punishment Martinez, no. Keith Lee should do fine on the main roster, but Keith Lee will literally be lower card guy. Like he'll be Apollo Crews. That's what Keith Lee will be. But Keith Lee is like, I'm happy with my position, so I don't care. Yeah, rest in peace to Mean Gene Okerlund. Thoughts on the Mean Gene passing? It was shocking. It was a shocking passing, man. I didn't know what to think. I was just like, I just woke up and I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw, Mean Gene passed away. I was like, what the hell? Mean Gene? So yeah. How do you feel about the Shawn Michaels return? He wants money. Let HB Shizzle do what he wants to do. Mickey Mouse versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship. Oh, Chris Jericho stands no chance against me, baby. I'll sit over here and I'll put Jericho on the walls of Mickey. The Wallace's Mickey is worth trillions of dollars, motherfucker. You know how much money I'm gonna make this year? Huh. I'm gonna make so much money. Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, whatever the hell it's called. I don't even care. Toy Story 4? Huh. Mickey Mouse, live action Lion King. We got real lions. That's a snap right there, bitches. Mickey's making all that money, dude. How Kyle O'Reilly do on the main roster? Singles guy? Maybe one Intercontinental title run. Tag team? Oh, he'll do fine. I think Kyle O'Reilly's probably one of the more improved guys I've seen. Like before, I was like, Kyle O'Reilly's like another technical dude, whatever. Now I'm like, oh, Kyle O'Reilly, yeah, he's actually pretty solid. So I think Kyle O'Reilly's pretty well improved, in my personal opinion. Oh yeah, the Conor McGregor impression. I always forget. People love my impression of Conor McGregor. It's not really accurate, but I do get some of the dialect down. How the fuck he says fuck like that. And then I get on the rampage and I start talking about something. And then the way I break something down, like everyone's saying, oh, Conor, why would you want a Khabib rematch? Look, the man held down on my legs for all 4 rounds that we were fighting. He didn't want to stand and bang. Everyone said that right hand got you, Conor. No, what happened was I haven't been freaking training for 2 years. I only started training the month of the fight. I was too busy promoting my Proper 12 whiskey. And by the way, if you post a picture on Twitter, I will retweet that shit. See, what happens is this. Next time I face Khabib, we're going to meet face to face in the octagon, and I'm going to knock out that rat bastard in 1 round. Trust me on that. Trust me. You fucking doubt me. You'll fucking say, Conor, you can't do it. Everyone thought I couldn't beat Nate again, and I beat Nate Diaz. I'm not afraid of Khabib. All the man likes to do is just lay on your legs and do no damage whatsoever. No damage. Fuck the Mayweathers. Fuck Khabib. And fuck you if you support the Diaz brothers. Yeah, so I guess my Conor. You see EC3 and Cena comparisons. I can see where people are talking about he doesn't work in developmental, just like how Cena wouldn't work in NXT. So I can see that, but I don't see like those type of comparisons because people forget Derek Bateman was with the company once before. Do you see Becky Lynch, aka my bae, truly as the man? Well, she's clearly the top guy of the company right now. She is one of the stars people care about. She's gaining traction, unlike most of these wrestlers. She's actually somewhat over. You know, sometimes some fans can overrate her a little bit, but that's fine. That's what happens when someone gets over. They will get fans that will overgush over them. I've overgushed about wrestlers on here countless times on this channel. So yeah, it's going to happen. Cody is going to be his father in AEW. Well, hopefully Cody doesn't put himself over in AEW then. No, Chase, I like Mickey James, but no, I don't want to see her and Alexa win the tag titles. I'd rather be Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Me too. I believe in Cody. That's good, man. What's up, Chase? God, I'm late. That's all right, CPZ. You're okay to be late. I love the Undisputed Era, but I can see why Vince wouldn't push him. Yeah, as a singles guy. Tag team, yeah, he's fine. But as a singles guy, O'Reilly's kind of Who are your top 5 hottest women wrestlers? Mandy Rose is number 1. There's like no doubt. Like, oh, Kairi Sane is number 2 for me. Tessa Blanchard's number 3. Becky's kind of gone up there, but I wouldn't say Becky's one of the hottest. Scarlett Bordeaux is number 4. She is a 10, but when it comes to this list, she's not really a wrestler. She's more like a valet, but she's still awesome. I love Scarlett Bordeaux. She's one of the highlights of Impact Wrestling, the Smoke Show. Love her. Oh god, man. And then number 5 for me would be number 5. Who's like hot? I don't know. That's all subjective at that point because I named 4 that are pretty hard to argue with. I don't know. Who would you guys say is number 5? Oh, that's a great question. I'll answer these questions in a minute. This time is actually a bathroom break. I have to go. I was holding it in for too long. I was like, you know what? I'll hold it in. So fun fact about that bathroom break. So when I came back from my phone call from the doctors, when I literally sat down, I was like, damn, I gotta take a piss. But I just came back. So I better just stay for a little bit. And then I was just holding it and I was just like, damn. And then I don't know why when I was answering that last question, I was just like thinking of the piss. I was just like, damn, I gotta take a fat piss right now. So I don't know what happened, man. So yeah, man. I don't know who's the fifth one. I don't know who's the fifth hottest woman. I guess Brandy. I guess Brandy. Yeah. I don't know. Her hotness kind of turns off for me because of Cody. They have Ollie beat Brian, but have AJ win to face Brian so that he can feud with Brian for more unnecessary excessive months. I feel like what they were trying to do was just to kind of make Daniel Bryan weak and just kind of show that Daniel Bryan is not like an unstoppable heel that he has to cheat to win. I think that's the reason why Ollie won. And I think they went with AJ is just so that way they can see if the new AJ Styles can be Daniel Bryan. Because Ollie can face Bryan again or have a shot at Bryan at the next pay-per-view. He doesn't like he needs it right now. Yeah, O'Reilly's facial expressions are pretty funny. The one where like, how dare you? When Pete Dunne told Adam Cole he couldn't do it. Conor McGregor promo on Cody and the Young Bucks, please. Who the fuck are these guys? Cody and the Young Bucks. Who the fuck are they? Oh, you don't know who we are? Nick, he doesn't know who we are. Well, let me tell you who we are. We're the Young Bucks, all right? Pro wrestling awesomeness. Who the fuck are you guys? The only thing I know about wrestling is Vince McMahon and Triple H, the dawns of this industry. Well, you can say we're the new dawns of the industry. Yeah, we're going to change the world. Change the world in what? Putting people to sleep? I don't even know who the fuck you guys are. Huh. Really? Well, we're pretty good and we make about 6 figures wrestling a year. So we know what we're doing, Mr. Conor McGregor. Yeah, we don't really know who you are. The fuck on out of here. You don't know who the fuck I am. I'm the fucking reason why you guys are even anything anyways. You guys fucking always steal my shit. All you motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. You guys say you make 6 figures and you're wrestling. I make that and I take a shit. I go to my restroom. I take a fucking shit. I get a check from Burger King and it's 6 fucking figures. And you motherfuckers make that a year? Get the fuck on out of here. You and Cody. Cody? The only Cody I know is Cody Garbrandt. And he got his ass knocked out by TJ Dillashaw. I don't give a fuck about any of you. You guys are just fucking jobbers when it comes to the dawns of wrestling. Leave wrestling to the hands of men like Vince McMahon and Triple H. I don't know the rest of you. If you want me to come down to your freaking ring and knock you out silly, that's fine. But I'm not gonna fucking mess with you guys. Get the fuck on out of here. Well, you better watch out because Cody's a really good wrestler. He won state. Get the fuck on out of here with your state wrestling. He fucking went to war with a fucking man who wrestled a bear. Wrestled a fucking bear. Alright? You think I'm a fucking afraid of you people? I wrestled a man that wrestled a bear. I wrestled the heavyweight known as Nate Diaz. Get the fuck on out of here. I'll knock you all out with my left hand. I don't know. That's how I feel like a Connor and Young Bucks promo would go. Who knows? To be a guy that gets over simply on ring talent, you have to be intensity. Yeah, no, Benoit was like Benoit and Brian, Guerrero to some extent. Those guys were really good at getting over and stuff like that. El Kukui promo on Khabib. I don't have a good Tony Ferguson. First of all, I need to get into character if I'm going to be Tony. Like, do I have any sunglasses to wear? I mean, if I'm going to be Tony, I got to wear sunglasses indoors. That's just kind of like, I don't have sunglasses, but I have. This is something Tony Ferguson would wear anyways. I can see Tony Ferguson wearing these anyways, like indoors. All right, so this is Tony Ferguson cutting a promo on Khabib. What's up, guys? Tony Ferguson here. Just got done with the swim. El Kukui! Just finished up doing a nice swim in my pool. Decided to actually make it really hard on myself. I tied like 10-pound dumbbells just to make it a little bit more intense, to my feet and my arms. Just didn't want to do it. People are asking why am I still wearing my goggles. Look, I'm wearing my goggles because I'm trying to run at night with my goggles and it makes me feel a little bit more intense. But look, Khabib, look, You took down McNuggets. Cool, you made a McPick 2 option. You decided to submit him, but you really got to go defend or vacate, all right, bro? You got to face me, all right? You can't be dugging me all this time. You say I tripped on a wire. Look, the reason why I tripped on that wire was because you placed it there. I know that your Russian monsters placed it there. I know that Ali placed it there because you know what? You talk about wrestling bears, but you haven't faced the real grizzly bear. You haven't faced Tony Ferguson. You actually fought me inside that cage. You would not be the lightweight champion. Your undefeated record, there wouldn't be there because there would be a 1 next to that 27. There would be a 1 next to that 26. There would be that 1 next to the 25. You know that, and that's why you don't want to face me. Now, you can go on and you can talk about how you'll want to fight Floyd Mayweather and want to fight McNuggets. Well, guess what? The real money fights me, bitch, and you got to take it on. Let's go, Khabib. I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming after you. El Kukui! I don't know. That's what Tony Ferguson would do. Because you have to wear sunglasses. You can't just do Ferguson without doing it, man. How much over would Triple H character be if he carried his shovel every time he entered the ring? Oh, Triple H would be super over, man. Prediction for like here's the thing. If Triple H carried his shovel, that would bring every meme that wrestling fans have been saying about him to life, and then fans would like love him and he'd be like super over, and then everyone would be like, oh, Triple H is my favorite. Predictions for the NFL postseason: Chargers over Ravens, Bears over Eagles, Colts over Texans, Seattle over Cowboys, Bears over Rams, Saints over Seattle, Chargers over Chiefs, Patriots over Colts, Chargers over Patriots, Bears over Saints, Chargers versus Bears. There you go. Those are my predictions. And I'm not going to change it because I have money on Bears versus Chargers. but yeah, no, that is my honest predictions. I think Bears versus Chargers is a likelihood to happen. Chicago, I feel like, is equipped to take down both the Saints and the Rams. Doesn't matter if it's inside Soldier Field or not. I actually think playing in LA and playing in the Dome will actually help Trubisky's accuracy. I feel like the Chargers, they're equipped for the road. Their only road loss this year is in LA, funny enough. But they only have one road loss, and they play better on the road. And funny enough, the teams that they're playing, that they do the schedule that I talked about, they play worse on the road than they do at home. And the Chargers, I don't even think they want to go to StubHub to host a playoff game against the Colts because their losses this year have been at StubHub. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, I feel like the Chargers are well equipped for the road, and I feel like they'll be a road team. And they're 12-4. It's not like the Chargers are some scrub wildcard team. They're a 12-4 team, and the reason why they're 12-4 is because their division rivals were a little bit better than them. So, yeah. Do you think Paige could have been as big as Becky? No. Paige just doesn't have the intensity that Becky has. The new Daniel Bryan, the real AJ Styles. Yeah. Connor at Mania 35 would be a nice treat, in my opinion. Maybe not be in Becky's corner, but he's hilarious, man. Oh, yeah. Connor would be great. R-Truth wins Rumble and beats Bryan at Mania. Thoughts? Sure. What's wrong with that? Well, R-Truth gets a fucking bone for once. Good. Guy's entertaining. He makes me laugh. He can actually wrestle a main event match. Sure, some smarks would complain, but he's paid his dues. What's wrong with the storyline of giving an older guy a shot at the championship? I think that's great. And especially R-Truth, who's also part of the minority that people talk about WWE doesn't like to push. You have a black man winning the title. Hell, I was on board for Santino to win the Rumble and face Del Rio at Mania. Or face Sheamus at Mania, especially after what they did. So, yeah. But, yeah, why not? Who do you have winning the Rumble? I say Becky or maybe Charlotte, and Rollins or McIntyre. I have Becky winning the Rumble, and then I have, for the men's, I'm sorry, I have to puke saying this. Finn Balor. Finn Balor. Finn Balor. Oh, God. Oh, that hurt to say. Holy shit, I think I got heartburn. Oh, I missed some questions? Sorry, I scrolled down too fast. CPZ, my bad. Oh man. What predictions? What questions am I miss? I know, man. The Young Bucks writing wrestling show will be hilarious. Do you have any predictions as dark horse on the NBA All Star rosters? Oh, well, Kadeem Simon. Derrick Rose is a dark horse. See Jamal Murray being a dark horse for whatever dumb dick reason. Miles Turner being a dark horse because of defense. And then Bledsoe. Bledsoe could be a good dark horse. Bucks are doing well, so yeah. 10 years from now, yeah. If AEW lasts for 10 years and they have a competent TV deal, then yeah. Are you attracted to Tessa Blanchard's chin? No, her ass, but not her chin. Do you think Cody's gonna? Oh yeah, okay, I answered that one. Yeah, I said Cody was gonna Jeff Jarrett himself. Joey Janela to AEW. I don't know if Janela want to give up that problem. Do you think a company would ever take over WWE? I know it won't happen, but do you think it could happen like once in a lifetime? Yeah. Well, WCW overtook them at one point. I don't see why any company couldn't. It's just based off of like the thing that sorry. Answering that Finn Balor would win the Rumble had taken so much strength out of me, guys. It was just terrible. But yeah, like a company can, but people need to just realize WWE's been around for almost 70 years. And it's just so hard for people to like take brand recognition out of there and believe that anything else will be better than them. It's just hard for some people to just do that. So yeah. Am I the only one that see Kofi Kingston at least win the WWE Championship one time, just one time? No, I want to see Kofi win the title. That'd be fine. I think those are all the questions I missed. Oh, my screen went a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, that's what happens with this YouTube live things. They tell you like you went too long or something like that. Do you think 5 years from now CM Punk will wrestle for AEW? No. I think he will wrestle for WWE. What about your Timberwolves? They're depressing. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Worst Super Bowl ever. The one Bucks versus Raiders for me. That was just depressing, man. It wasn't because you knew Gruden knew everything. They were still running Gruden's offense. So Gruden knew everything that the Raiders were going to do. It was stupid. Oh, Derrick Rose, wonderful. First of all, you knew Derrick Rose was going to get that much votes because of his just because his comeback is phenomenal. He's having an all-star season. Like it's not even funny. He's having an all-star season. It's not even a joke. I'm not joking, JC. That's my serious prediction. I hear Finn Balor is getting a push. He's going to get a push. The Diamond. He's back, bitches. Do I watch First Take? Not anymore. I watch clips, but I don't watch First Take like full episodes. But I watch clips. Like if there's something they're debating about that's funny, I'll be like, oh, I'll watch this. Or if there's a guest that interests me on there, so I'll watch it. Do you think anyone in NXT who would be a breakout star on the main roster? If I were to choose one guy where I'm like, they would break out and become a fucking star, most likely Matt Riddle. Like, I just see it where he comes in at the right place at the right time. The whole the epidemic, that's something guys can get behind. I feel like it's such a funny, goofy gimmick that fans will just love it. So, yeah, I think Matt Riddle, he's that one guy where I look at where it's like, yeah, he could break out and become a star. Well, it's Tony Khan. He doesn't think at all, Woken Chauncey. Look at his theme for the NFL. Worst NBA analyst on TV. It's between Rob Parker, Nick Wright, Skip, and Max. No, okay. Rob Parker, Nick Wright, and Skip. Nick Wright, he's smart. He just says dumb stuff, and that's just his job. Rob Parker, he knows how to say hot takes very well. Skip is Skip. But Max Kellerman is just terrible when it comes to basketball. Like that dude should never talk about basketball ever. Stick to boxing, stick to freaking football, dude. Because when you talk about basketball, you are a fish out of water. You don't know what the fuck you're saying. Like I feel like that's the one thing about Max Kellerman. He was like, yeah, you know what? I'm excited we're doing First Take, but this whole basketball talk, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Austin Aries and Bret Hart sit down at the board. What do they bitch about? Austin Aries will bitch about how there's no vegan anything on the menu and that there's no gluten-free options. Bret Hart will sit there and bitch about how the seats are not comfortable enough, and then Aries would come in and say it isn't comfortable. They'll notice that the glasses are a little bit dirty, and they'll talk about how the glasses are dirty and stuff. Aries will talk about how they don't have reduced gluten beer, and now this is not fair for anything like that. So yeah, when it comes down to it, they would bitch about a lot of things. But I would definitely say the first thing they would bitch about is like the seats for sure. Like they will talk about how the seats aren't comfortable and everything like that. And then Brett will talk about how he lost a smile or something and got a stroke. I don't know. Who's the smartest MMA fighter in your opinion, fight wise? Ooh, that's a hard question. I would say GSP was like the smartest in my personal opinion, because GSP, the thing about what people don't understand about GSP is that Georges St. Pierre would have a game plan. And not only would he have a game plan, he had 4 other game plans for the fights. Like for example, go rewatch like GSP versus Johnny Hendricks if you have like the fight pass or you know ways to watch it. And that right there will show you how smart GSP is, where it's just like where people say, oh, he lost that fight. But if you rewatch that fight and you rewatch how GSP works his game plan, you will be like, damn, GSP is fucking good. He to me is like the smartest fighter when it came to game plans and executing them and just fight wise in general, because he knew like, all right, if I get countered this way, I know how to counter the other way. Like he was just super smart in my opinion. Like Anderson was smart from like a striking perspective and everything like that, but overall game plan wise was GSP. GSP is just so fucking good when it comes to like game plans and shit like that, in my personal opinion. Do I watch no DQ videos? No. Nothing against Aaron Ripped or anything. I just, it's just that I just don't watch them and stuff like that. And no, I do not like JD from NY. He's not one of my favorite YouTubers. If TNA were to take up AEW while they have a big contract with NBA, TNT, oh, I thought it said TNA. I was like, what? If TNT were to take up AEW while they have a big contract with NBA, they don't ROH like they want primetime TV. Yeah, and they signed one championship, the MMA promotion. So yeah. WWE is pushing all Bucks related buddies. What? What are they doing? All Bucks. WWE is pushing, huh? Oh, like Young Bucks friends. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I thought you were talking about like merchandise. Ever since Kobe left, I don't watch much NBA. I know some players who are like some people who are like that. Yeah, I don't know why Max Kellerman wasn't saying KD is a top 5 player. Like, what are you talking about? Like, even if you hate KD, like I don't take you seriously. If I'm talking NBA with you, I don't give a fuck who else is in your top 5. But if you don't say LeBron James or Kevin Durant's in your top 5, I stop listening. Like, I'm being dead serious. If you start saying to me, oh yeah, my top 5 is Giannis, AD, LeBron, Steph, and James Harden, if I don't hear KD's in there, I stop listening. I don't even care. I don't even want to know your basketball opinion. Like, you have to have LeBron and KD in your top 5. I don't care where they're at in your top 5. Then you can have everyone else. You can have your ADs, you can have your Giannis's, you can have your Kawhis, you can have everyone else in your top 5. I don't care. I won't argue there. But when you sit there and you don't have KD in your top 5, I stop listening. I stop caring what you have to say. So yeah. Most overrated NXT and WWE talent, male or female? The most overrated NXT talent. Is there really one? That's a hard one because, like, I don't feel like there's like an overrated NXT talent right now. I guess if you want to be controversial, Adam Cole, in some ways, is kind of overrated. But I like Adam Cole, so I'm not gonna say too many bad things. But you can see why he's a little bit overrated. You know, the return on the investment of Adam Cole Bebe is not really there. Maybe he's a merch mover, but he's not really an NXT champion type of material guy. You know, WWE's not pushing him there. So maybe Adam Cole, you would say. WWE, oh, there's a lot of those motherfuckers. But if you want to go with like the number one most overrated, it would have to be Shinsuke. Dude's lazy. He doesn't do shit anymore. What's the last time you smoked weed? I want to say like 3 months. Let's see. When's the last time I smoked weed? 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago was the last time I smoked weed. Like actual good shit. Not like CBD pens and shit like that. CBD pens like a week ago. But weed, like 2 months ago. Who are Brock Lesnar's next opponents after Care Bear? Rollins. The Damon. Honestly, I don't know. Daniel Cormier. Does he count? Does Daniel Cormier count? Does John Jones count? I feel like they count. Do you think Chris will have one more WWE run before he retires? Chris? Who? I don't know who you're talking about. Chris. I don't know. Well, LeBron get over his spear and join the slam dunk contest? Never. Because he knows he would get exposed. He's an in-game dunker. He's not a flashy dunker. Deal with it. Oh, I saw him on the layup line once. Chase. Okay, that's cool. Sorry if I asked you too many questions, but just want to know why you don't like JD. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry. Everyone asks questions. Just because of the JD from NY, I feel like, to be honest, he's one of those guys where it's like when he does videos, it's more of just like, I just need you guys to help me make my rent. And it's not really for me when it comes to a passion standpoint. He has the same points as everyone else. He doesn't use his platform to really like help make wrestling better or make wrestling discussion feel welcome. It always feels like it's a one-sided, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, fuck the fans type of perspective. As someone who makes content myself, and sure, I don't have the massive of fans of JD, and I don't have the viewers like JD from NY, but for being a smaller channel, I fairly do well. You know, I have people who actually do care about me. They come onto my streams every time I do one. You know, I get newer people every once in a while and stuff. I'm just not consistent. You know, I don't get paid to do this full time like he does. But I just feel like with JD, it's more of like, oh, I need to make my rent. And anytime you try to argue with me, look at me, I have a bigger fan base. Fuck you, I'm always right. It's kind of bullshit, if you ask me. And I just feel like his videos don't do anything progressive for the YWC or the IWC or just wrestling in general. I just feel like they're just the same old shit. He's as complacent as the company likes to bitch about. That's just how it comes. Yeah, Luka Doncic is a beast. I was a Luka Doncic believer. I always loved Luka Doncic. Do you think the XFL and AAF football will merge by next year? I think they're both totally different entities. So no, I do not think they'll merge. But I wouldn't be surprised if they work like a business deal. I think Tony knew to go to WGN. What? I think Tony knew to go to WGN America because they don't want pro wrestling. TNT and TBS don't. Oh, Tony Khan. I thought you were talking about Tony Ferguson. I was like, why would Tony Ferguson go to WGN of America? But yeah, I know Tony needs to go somewhere where they want wrestling. Look, my top five include guys based on talent and accomplishments. So it'd be Braun, KD, Steph, AD, and Kawhi or Harden. Like that. Like what has Giannis do yet? Some people put Giannis on there just because he's lanky and all the potential and stuff like that. I have Giannis top 10. He's like number 9 for me. But yeah, you know, Giannis is good. He's clearly the MVP favorite right now. But I need to see him make like the Eastern Conference Finals or challenge the Raptors and make it to the finals. And if he does, and the Lakers do, oh, Chase is retiring. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Chase is done with life because I'll make a lot of money. Will Ronda job to Becky? Yeah, I can see her doing the job to Becky. She needs to lose at some point. Becky would be the perfect person to lose to. I feel like she could do the job to Becky. And if she doesn't do it at Mania, she'll do it at another show. Maybe they'll use Mania to set up the 4 horsewomen crap. Who knows? But yeah, I can see her doing the job to Becky. I don't think Ronda has a problem with losing. It's just right now, it's like, why would you have Ronda Rousey lose? Having her lose would lose her mystique and aura that she currently has of being unstoppable and being the baddest bitch on the planet. And wouldn't you want Becky to fight someone who is the baddest bitch on the planet than fighting, oh, well, Ronda Rousey lost to Nia Jax on Raw last night? Like, no. Ronda will have her moment in the sun where she'll have to lose. That's just what happens. Sometimes with these undefeated wrestlers, you need to find out what they're like when they lose. Reason why Goldberg's such a big star is because after he lost, he was still able to recover from that. Asuka, yeah, we saw that it took a while for her to recover, but she recovered. That's where the real test of Manta comes. Like, there's a reason why we don't talk about what's his freaking face? The Indian. What's his name? Haku. Was that the guy? He was undefeated all the way, and then he lost. And then like afterwards, I was like, what is Haku doing? It was Haku. Who was undefeated? He fought Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 9. I don't want to Google it. I'm sorry, my wrestling knowledge is not where it used to be. You can hate me in the comment section. I don't care. What do you think went wrong with the Woken Matt gimmick in WWE? It happened too late. That's like that's in my opinion. That's where it went wrong. It's just that it happened too late, and then also too, it was just like Woken Matt works so much. Like when I see Hardy Halloween Party or what he did in WWE 2K19 story mode and stuff, that's shit that I want to see with Woken Matt on the Edge and Christian show. WWE, they were just like, all right, we'll just put you in a room, you'll talk to a goldfish, you'll say funny stuff. But really, to be honest, they didn't go all the way. There wasn't enough deletions. Like there should have been a B team versus the Hardy and Wyatt combination at the Hardy compound. The fact that there wasn't that was ridiculous to me. There should have been more House Hardy skits. Like there was just not a lot of skits, and that's what went wrong with it. Because that's what got over in TNA. Not like, oh, Matt Hardy's wrestling, so let's watch him. No, we want to see Matt Hardy freaking talk to Queen Rebecca and Keen Maxwell and see what Senior Benjamin is doing. We don't give a fuck about this wrestling match. Like, who cares? Oh, fuckheads here. Kleina, what are you doing? Get over here. Hello. Yeah, whatever. He didn't listen. He's a stupid dog anyways. No, I love him. But we call him fuckhead. He responds to it too. It's funny. But no, he's not Jay White. Kleina, come here, Erdo. You want to say hi to the people of YouTube? Yeah, you can answer some questions too, buddy. He'll probably start growling in a minute. Oh, no, he's tired. Oh, look at Errol. He's tired. Big baby. Oh, say hi, Errol. Hello. Errol, how was your day so far? Mischief. Oh, did you leave a surprise for me downstairs for me to clean up? Yeah, you probably did. All right, let's see. Cassius Ono is kind of overrated to me. Oh, no. He needs to hit the treadmill, that's for sure. Who do you like more, RKOs or super kicks? Oh, I love the cutter. Give me RKO and cutters any day of the week. Like I can't wait to watch Ospreay and Ibushi tonight just to see how they're going to do that stupid flying cutter. Like I swear to God, Ibushi springboards and Ospreay springboards, and they do a cutter in mid fucking air. I'm going to be all like, what the fuck did I just watch? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, oh, what the hell? I swear, if they do that, oh God. What's my favorite food? My favorite food is Mexican food. Easy. Love it. Any type of Mexican food, sour cream, anything. What you doing, Kleina? I knew you'd say Adam Cole. I like Adam Cole. It's just that when you ask the question who I think is the most overrated, that he's the guy that comes to mind. It's just like, well, you know, he's supposed to be a world champion material guy. He's just not a world champion. Nothing against Adam Cole. I like him. He's a good wrestler, but I can admit when sometimes my favorite wrestlers are a little bit overrated. It's not a bad thing to admit. WWE completely shit on potential Naomi Asuka feud after they were friends for months. Yeah, that was stupid. Like they should have made that a feud. Now Naomi's trying to protect her man from Mandy Rose, which I will admit is a good little side feud because I can believe that shit. I can believe a guy like Jimmy Uso could get down day one with Mandy Rose. You probably don't give two shits, but what do you think is happening in the Cage versus Johnny Impact match? I think that Johnny Impact will retain, but I think there's going to be some shenanigans. I think Impact, he's kind of had the run where it's like, all right, he's been a solid babyface champion. Brian Cage, should we pull the trigger on him? Yeah, maybe, but probably not. We need a top heel because Moose and Killer Cross are not really doing it. Sami Callihan, even though, yeah, he's probably your hottest act as a heel, is he a world champion heel? We don't know yet. Kleina, shut the fuck up with your stupid ball. God damn it, dude. Did you hear that? He was like an idiot. But anyways, no, you're not getting your ball back. Sorry, man. This is how it is. I'm doing the stream. You get the ball out of the stream then. But so anyways, I feel like Johnny Impact will turn heel. I feel like there's going to be a false finish in some sorts where maybe they'll tease that Cage won the belt and then Impact will remain champion, which is fine because like you invested so much into Johnny Impact. Him losing the title so quickly, I wouldn't be a fan of. Like, I'll just be like, then what was the point of all this investment in Johnny Impact where you brought him back where you brought him back super quickly just for him to lose the belt? So like that for me would just kind of be like a red flag right there. Look at my dog. He wants the ball so bad. Look at him. Kleina wants the ball. Kleina's like, give me ball, Chase. Like, look at him. He's like, give me the fucking ball. But you're not going to get the fucking ball. All right, Kleina? No ball for you. So yeah, I feel like that they'll have Johnny Mundo or Johnny Impact, whatever his name is, turn heel in some sort of way and end up retaining the championship, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. It's just that Cade right now, it's just he's good. He should be a world champion, but I don't think they're gonna go there just yet. And Homecoming's not really one of it's a pay-per-view for them, but it's not like it's Slammiversary or BFG type of status. That's where I would have more of a problem if Cade didn't win. At a Homecoming event, that's fine. That's an event that is largely forgettable for Impact Wrestling. I was talking about Chris Jericho last question. Oh yeah, no, Jericho's gonna return to WWE. Why wouldn't he? JD from NY blocked me, so we have something in common. Oh, yeah, he never blocked me. Adam Cole to AEW in 2021. No, Adam Cole will be in the WWE's main roster defending the Intercontinental title against like The Miz. Subscriber of his, JD, and I agree 100%. Some of the guy's views of wrestling are extremely flawed and speaks from a standpoint where it seems like he hasn't watched the product for as long as he said. Yeah, that's something where it's like with JD. And look, he's every right to his opinion and stuff. My problem is when you have viewers voicing their opinions and you act like you care, Clayna, get out of my damn room. You know what? Yeah. I'm forcing you out. You're banished. Look at my dog, dude, squeaking his damn little toy. You get rid of them. But yeah, man, like it's just like for me, when my viewers ask me questions or my viewers have an opinion, I don't have to agree with your opinion, but I'm not going to shit on it. And I feel like if you go to the JD stream and you said something that he didn't agree with, he would shit on you. He would just be like, "What the fuck?" For me, I would just disagree. I would just be like, "No, man, I don't see that happening." Like I don't see people shitting on. You don't see me shitting on people just because they're excited for AEW. Good for you. You're excited for AEW. Do your shit. So yeah. Which team is going to pay D Rose after this season? Oh, the Timberwolves. Come on. You know we're going to overpay him. It's the Timberwolves. I wouldn't be surprised if we did it. Oh, yeah. No. Ronda can job. Job is not a bad word. Not like a bad thing. Have you ever wrestled in a wrestling ring? If not, would you like to one day? Yeah, I used to train. In wrestling. I used to train at the dojo in New Japan. And when they had it in California, that shit hurt. I would get kicked by all these stupid Asians. They kicked hard too. And we have white people like me in there too. TJP actually was down there for a little bit. Like I met him before. Balor came down there once. Devitt, I knew him as Devitt and stuff like that. Samoa Joe was one of the head trainers, so I've talked to Samoa Joe a couple times. Joe's a really cool guy. You'll never see me say bad things about Samoa Joe and stuff like that. I did some job matches. Yeah, I've wrestled. It's fun. It's just something that like for me, when I did it, I was like 16, 17 years old. And I feel like I didn't take it as seriously as I should have back in the day. But personally, just for me, I just feel like I would be more better suited, like if I were to work in the wrestling business as like a writer or a creative standpoint type of guy or someone to help these wrestlers train, like in that type of aspect, then like, and not training like, oh, running the ropes. I'm talking about more of like personal life training and stuff like that, like help work workouts, help with schedules and stuff like that. I'd be more like that than trying to be someone that is a wrestler. And it's not that like, oh, my passion isn't there and stuff like that, because I'm a very passionate guy when it comes to certain things. But I just feel like when I just wouldn't know my role in current wrestling because I would have to wrestle a style that I think like I wouldn't want to do. Plus, my body is not really 100% when it comes down to it. Like I have a bad back. I have diseases in my lungs and in my colon. Like I have ulcerative colitis and I have benign tumors in my lung. And for me to be successful, I'm 5'8". I'm at 195 right now, but to get into shape, I would be around 170 type of gimmick and then bulking up some muscle around 200. I would have to wrestle like Daniel Bryan. And would I really want to wrestle that? And especially on the independents to get over, I'm not going to get over by not doing flips and kicks because I can't. I'll be honest. I am not athletic whatsoever. I will never do a dive. I am not an athletic human being whatsoever. So I would not be able to do it. Like I'm fast for my size, but I'm not going to be able to do some crazy ass dive and everything like that. So I would have to wrestle more hard-paced style. And would I really want to do it where I'm slaving away for so little money to get chopped up all the time and stuff like that, especially with my body issues? No, not really. So I feel like I would be best suited when it comes down to it being like more of a behind the scenes guy, and I know my role in that type of situation. But yeah, man, if my body was 100% and stuff like that, and if I just wasn't sick all the time, yeah, man, I would love to, man. That would be fun. People said, "Oh, Chase, you're charismatic. Why don't you ever try to be a wrestler and stuff like that?" Even managers have to take bumps too, and it's hard to be in the ring and stuff. Plus, I would always take shits. Oh yeah, Tatanka. There we go. I don't know why I said Haku. Do you think women's wrestling got better when Ronda came? No, it got better before Ronda. It got a little bit better in like 2012. That's when you started seeing women's wrestling actually trying. WWE do skits. Some fans hate skits. I like skits. I think they're done right. Yeah. If you have a good skit, I'm good with that. How can a family hate skits? I don't know. Saturday Night Live is still on TV and all they do is skits. To add to the Matt Hardy point, there's a lot of talent that would be helped greatly, but getting skits backstage and or outside to the arena, Almas Vega, the iconic Sticky Cross when she gets called up. Yeah, that's true, because you got to do a bunch of other stuff with these wrestlers. What the fuck is Jeremy Borash actually doing in NXT? I don't know. He's just doing some filming and stuff like that. Nothing much, everything pro wrestling. Just doing another long ass live stream that I should probably end soon. When do you think Miz is going to retire? 7 more years? I'll give him 7 more years. Worst period of WWE in your opinion? And I get you might not have been watching, but what's the worst period? 1995, 06, 07, 14, 15, or now? There's a few periods of time I picked out. I would say 14 and 15 is like the worst. No, they had good pay-per-views. Okay, 14 and 15 is the worst when it comes to weekly shows. 06 and 07 is the worst when it comes to pay-per-views. Like, there's very rare 06 and 07 pay-per-views that are good. Like Backlash 07. All the SummerSlam suck from 06 and 07. Do not try to defend SummerSlam 06 or 07 towards me. They suck. Royal Rumble 06 and 07. Royal Rumble 06, like, no. The Rumble match is good. Everything else is bad. 22 and 23 WrestleManias are just solid manias. 06 and 07 Survivor Series. Minus the Hell in a Cell match with Batista and Undertaker. Those are the worst pay-per-view periods. 95 is bad, but here's the thing with 95. You can go back and watch them. And you can find entertainment in 1995. You can go back. When it comes to 06 and 07, you cannot sit here and tell me you would want to go back and watch some of those damn pay-per-views. When it comes to 14 and 15, besides Seth Rollins going, "Where's my statue?" You would not want to go back to watch any of those Raw and SmackDowns. That's where I always make that argument. Right there. Yeah, I know. Everyone does. Everyone always goes like, "Oh, you never taken a bump before." Motherfucker. How do you think when I do my fake little wrestling shit, I know I take bumps like it's nothing? I know how to take bumps. They hurt. You think it's fun when I do my fake wrestling matches with Red Pillow? No, it's not fun. It hurts. Red Pillow kicks my ass. When will WWE show R-Truth's visit to WWHQ? I'm waiting for that. Yeah, when's R-Truth and Carmelo's vacation to WWHQ happening? Which wrestler do you think is a dick in real life? A lot of them are dicks actually in real life. They're humans. But the number one biggest dick, TJP. That's just from knowing him personally. He's a dick. Is there an independent wrestling company where you live? Close by, yes. California Wrestling Championship from Hollywood, associated with National Wrestling Alliance, otherwise known as the NWA. Magnus has wrestled there. Nick Aldis has wrestled there a couple times. AJ Styles has wrestled there a couple times. It's a nice small little company that goes out from Port Hueneme and stuff like that. We have California Wrestling Championship from Hollywood. CMLO, they have like a side promotion in Ventura. I forgot the name of it, but they do have a side promotion. Forgot the name of it. PWG is obviously in Reseda, so close by. And then there's a couple other small time promotions, but the one closest to me is California Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Fun time too. Good people over there. Who do you see doing better this year, NXT or WWE? NXT? Yeah, NXT. See them doing better. I think 22 is really good. Cena versus Edge. 22, I think, is just solid. Like they're the mid-card match, like Undertaker and Mark Henry. Come on, man. Do you think WWE misused Shelton Benjamin? Yeah, dude. What? I forgot he's on the roster. What the fuck is this guy doing? I remember I was rewatching, not rewatching. I was watching SmackDown, and then Shelton Benjamin came to Paige's office. He was like, "Hey, I didn't come back just to sit back here and do nothing. I want a match." And I literally sat there and I said, "Wait, Shelton Benjamin's still here?" I was shocked. I forgot. And do you agree, because he is good in the ring, had a lot of hype around him, and since he took so long to come back, but then they misused him and made it nothing? Yeah, no, they did misuse him. It's like ridiculous. I agree. I go back frequently on the network and watch old Raws, and what you said is accurate. Shows from 95, there's some good, and it's only 42 minutes. While 40 and 15 shows are like 2+ hours on network. Yeah, like I said, unless it's the Seth Rollins, where's my statue? Unless you're watching that shit. And maybe some main events here or there from Raw and SmackDown. What are you watching? Oh my God, who's calling me now? Hold up. I gotta take this phone call real quick. We're gonna do this live. We're live, pal. Hello. Yes. Oh yeah, I already got my question answered. Thank you, Doe. Yeah, happy New Year to you too. Who the fuck is that guy? It was academic services. Where's my statue? Oh, when Chase Oliver used to do the Raw reviews, oh, where's my statue was like my favorite thing to say. I never let that go. I was always like, where's my statue? I like that Seth Rollins, man. Looking back on it, man, that Seth Rollins was great, man. Yeah, man, because like 95, here's the thing. 95, I don't think WWF was that bad in 95. WCW. Now, we want to talk WCW 95. Oh, Dungeon of Doom, all this crap, Hogan and stuff. Oh, God. 95 WCW. PU, Stinky Poo, get that shit out of here. Like, WWF in 95, I feel was watchable. WCW, oh fuck, that uncensored. Oh, God. Terrible shit. Like, no. Like I remember going back and watching WCW. And like 93 and 94, I remember was watchable when I was a kid. But then I went to 95 and I stopped caring about WCW after that. Like, I didn't watch that much shit. Like, when I was younger, as a kid, I would channel flip Nitro and Raw like most people would and stuff back in the day and stuff like that. And preferably, if, like, I'll be honest here, guys, my whole life is a lie. I watched Nitro over WWE. Yeah, I did. The night when Mick Foley won the title, my family. No, I'm just kidding. We actually watched that one, but no, my dad preferred Nitro over WWF Raw. He was pissed when the simulcast. My dad's reaction to the simulcast episodes was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. He was so pissed off. He was like, "God damn it, fuck you, shit." I was like, "Yeah, they're shitting on WCW." Stupid little Mark kid I was back then. I thought Stone Cold was my favorite. Oh, good times. Who's a good wrestler with shit matches? Ooh, that's a great question. Who is a good wrestler with shit matches? You know, honestly, man, dead honest with you, Sting has a lot of fucking shit matches. Like Sting's a good, like, when you go back from like 86 to 92 Sting, those are prime Sting years, right? And then you get to Sting in like 2000. He has a lot of shitty matches. 97 Sting, shitty matches. Current wrestler, I would have to kind of like honestly, a current wrestler, if I were to say current one, Jay Lethal. He's a guy who's a really good wrestler, but he has some like decent, okay matches. Like, oh yeah, they're okay. They're all right. They're nothing special. But yeah. But Sting, I think, is the ultimate. I'm a good wrestler, but I have shit matches. I also have a massive soft spot for 06 and 07 because I grew up watching that. While it's pretty weak, can we sit here and say Raw was worse in 2007 than in 2018? No. 07 Raw I can rewatch. 2018 Raw, I cannot. There's not. Name me a episode of Raw I can watch in 2018. The Gauntlet match is probably the only one I can think of from 2018 where I'm like, yeah, I'll go rewatch that Raw. Everything else, I don't think there's like a moment in time where I'm like, I want to rewatch that. Not even with DX or Ronda or anything. Not even the Raw after Mania. '07 Raw, man. I could rewatch '07 Raw. 18 Raw? No, only the Gauntlet match episode I can think I could rewatch. Did you know that WWE almost made a deal to air Impact on the network? I heard that story. It was a really cool story, and I don't know why it didn't go through. Uncle Dave didn't give the whole answers, man. He should have. I personally think the Roots of Aggression gets too much flack, not enough love. Yeah, no, Roots of Aggression era is a really good, solid era. It's just more of like, I feel like Raw was just unbearable at that time, where it was just like, it's all about the game and how you play it. So yeah. If people had the sense of humor that they did now, they would love Triple H. I'd be like, oh, that's great. Triple H burying everyone. That's what we need. RoboCop appeared in WCW. My brother said that was shit. Dude, RoboCop was amazing in WCW. I don't know. Hogan versus the Giant Monster Truck match and the Giant falling off the building. Yeah, he died. And he comes back later, beats Hogan for the title, and the Yeti comes out. Oh no, man. WCW 95, man, is the worst. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Do not like WWF wasn't good in 95, but WCW, come on, man. Thoughts on the rumors from AJ Styles going to AEW? I just don't see it. I just don't see why AJ Styles would leave WWE to go to AEW. I just don't see it. Thoughts on the John Cena and Becky Lynch segment? A really well done segment. I really liked it. Cena did his usual Cena stuff. It was refreshing to actually. It was actually refreshing to see Cena. I like, you know, it's so funny. When I was younger and I was in my anti-Cena days and I was like, oh, I never want to see this fucker again. Now I'm older and I see Cena come out and I'm like, thank God you're back. I'm all like, thank God Cena's back. Finally, a wrestler I can give a shit about, man. Like, oh my God. Coming out being like, why? Why am I here? It's like, oh, I don't know why you're here, but I'm glad you're here, man. Hey, man, I'm just saying, Blue Knight, if I had Cena's midlife crisis hair, I'd be a happy man. Give me midlife crisis Cena hair any day of the week because my hair is shit. I've been thinking about it for a while. I think the reason people like Sasha and Bailey don't get pushed is because they're such huge marks. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why they aren't getting pushed. And also maybe they're a little bit complacent because they believe that just got to wait my turn type of shit. I don't know. It's 2009, ready for the return of the Yeti. Oh, if the Yeti comes back, dude. Him and the bunny from Adam Rose's group, they should just hump people. They should just come back and hump people. And the bunny will get the back, the Yeti gets the stuff. Who thought that was a good idea, the Yeti, man? Oh god, dude. That Halloween Havoc 95, man. That's like one of those shows you gotta go back and watch, and you're just like, what the fuck is this shit? You'll be like, man, oh. Oh, 09 was the worst for me. I stopped watching in 09. I didn't stop watching in 2018. I still watched. 09 was the worst for me. I felt they didn't give a fuck in 09. Sasha is an egomaniac. Duh. You know, Bruce Blitz spent an hour just explaining and shitting on Cena and Becky. I'm not surprised because that's Bruce Blitz's bread and money. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Guess what? Come back. Maybe later tonight. Maybe we'll watch Wrestle Kingdom together. Just maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Tune in to Dragon Ball Z. But if not, you don't see a stream. Enjoy Wrestle Kingdom tonight or tomorrow or whenever you watch it. Avoid spoilers at all costs. Happy Wrestle Kingdom 13. It's going to be a funny and hilarious show. Remember, guys, just like our Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. And I'll see you guys maybe later tonight.